You come from above. Like him. He will burn the world to find you. Who? The Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror is the new iconic villain in the MCU.
We knew we wanted to go to places that we'd never been, and pitting Antman against a major villain felt perfect.
Audiences have seen a version of this character in the series Loki.
This is wild.
In our film, he's very different.
Kang is an infinite number of different personas. And you need an actor to be able to pull that off, and that is Jonathan Majors.
He can rewrite existence and shatter timelines. In this film, this is really a side of him we haven't seen. This is his baddest self.
I will take my revenge on those who banished me.
And I will burn them out of time.
I think the film is ultimately about how time plays within our relationship. Love, friendship, legacy, Ant-Man versus Kang. This is it. People are gonna lose their mind.
You're out of your league, Ant-Man.
And in today's video, we're going to talk about Ant-Man 3 spoilers, the ending of Ant-Man 3, why it isn't what you actually think it is, because that's going to cause a lot of controversy. You're going to see a lot of people's social media embargo reviews really change when the review embargo lists next week. I believe it's on the 14th. This movie will be very controversial whether you like it or not, because it's the end of a trilogy for the Ant-Man family trilogy, but it's also been hyped up by Patent Reed to be on an Avengers level threat. So it's also got to set up Phase 5, and it's also introducing Kang to the wider audience. Why? Because a lot of people probably haven't seen the end of Loki, and they haven't seen He Who Remains. So they haven't seen all that prefix there, or that prerequisite. So it's going to be very interesting when this movie actually comes out. It's worth saying your boy Warstu hasn't seen it, but I've spoke to so many people that have seen it that didn't really like it as much as they should have done for what this movie actually has to do. But we're going to go way further ahead into the MCU, into Phase 5, past this movie, because the ending isn't what I think you think it's going to be when you hear what said ending's going to be. And yes, this probably is the third video I've done about the ending, because the ending can't be what it states it is and what I've been told it is by multiple people, because Marvel just wouldn't do that. So subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below, do you believe this ending is what I'm about to tell you what it is? I know it is, but it's misdirection massively. Also, check us out on Twitter, WashUG. That would be much appreciated. And also, if you could, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. So, spoilers throughout. So, the most controversial moment of this movie is when Kang the Conqueror is killed. He's killed at the end of the movie. But wait up, he's not actually killed. That's not happening. This would be like Marvel killing off Thanos before Thanos got to full power, before he got all the Infinity Stones. No, Kang the Conqueror is not killed off here. Marvel wants you to think that. And that's why the post-credit scenes are very important. So, Kang will be kicked into the multiversal engine at the end of the movie, thus thinking that Kang is going to die. So, the multiversal engine, obviously during the movie, Scott Lang had to go via the quantum nexus to get said energy source to charge the multiversal ship, whatever you want to call it. So, essentially, it's going to look like Kang the Conqueror has been killed via the quantum nexus or via the multiversal engine. It's just going to look like Kang is dead. And this is very clever, because the post-credit scene feeds into this. Let's bring the Council of Kangs, and they are very angry because somebody has killed the Kang that they put in the quantum realm because he was too dangerous. So, Kang the Conqueror is going to be shelved for a little while. He's going to be working behind the scenes, maybe even go somewhere else. So, if you remember a while ago, there was a rumor going around the internet that by the time we get to Avengers Secret Wars, that a variant of Kang the Conqueror or Kang will become the Beyonder. So, for all we know, when Kang was allegedly killed at the end of Ant-Man 3, he could have went to the Beyondverse, could have literally went anywhere. So, I'm starting to believe that Kang will come back as somebody else in some kind of variant. So, the Council of Kang scene is very important because this is misdirection. They want you to think the other Kangs are really annoyed that someone has somehow killed the most dangerous Kang ever. But I don't believe that's true. So, if you remember maybe a month ago now, Paul from Heavy Spoilers, very good YouTube channel, go check his channel out. One of the best, if not the best, in the pop culture game. He said that he heard that the overall villain, being Kang the Conqueror, is the version that we see in Ant-Man 3. So they're not going to kill off the Kang the Conqueror in that movie if he is going to be the Kang the Conqueror that would turn up in the Avengers Kang's Dynasty. That literally makes no sense at all. So what happens in the post-credit scene? The councils gather, discussing how the Kang they exiled is being killed. The council is led by Immortus, includes Ramatut, possibly Scarlet Sutorium. They're not happy that the Kang they exiled was killed by someone else, and they vow to stop him. So it seems after this movie, it will be the Council of Kangs who are going to vow to stop the heroes who have started to meddle in the multiversal stuff, so to speak. As they may kill everything they've built, interconnection timelines, they call upon all the Kangs for support in preparation for a dastardly plan. The scene ends in a coliseum full of Kangs, including a variant, including a Skrull version. So I've not actually had it confirmed if the Skrull variant is played by Jonathan Majors. I was asked that from GeekyCast the other day, and I've not had that confirmed personally, but from everything we know, Jonathan Majors is supposed to be playing every variant of Kang, and the evidence is there. He played He Who Remains, he plays Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man 3, but they're not going to kill off this character so early on in the game. That is why I think a lot of people are going to end up thinking, hey, did they just kill off the main Kang? No, they didn't. And anyway, you can't really kill him off because he's everywhere. He is literally everywhere. Every other variant is essentially still him, but a different version of him. But there's still Nathaniel Richards. There's still Kang the Conqueror. But if we are to believe, and also this has been confirmed by the director that it's Kang the Conqueror in this movie, Feige's also said that, but Paul from Heavy Spoilers said that the Kang the Conqueror we're going to see in this movie is the same one that we're going to see in the Kang's Dynasty. So have they just killed him off? No, it's a misdirection. And that is why I think a lot of people that see this movie will base a lot of kind of prerequisites about what's going to come later on down the road on something they have absolutely no idea about, because I am starting to believe this Beyonder storyline. And we know there's going to be lots of incursion because that was essentially one of the main vocal points of Multiverse of Madness, which down the road will be a very important movie to rewatch, because you're not going to have Clea rock up at the end of the movie, take Stephen Strange to what looks like to be the Dormammu universe, which is a dark dimension. Now he's rumored to be the villain, or at least turn up in some capacity in Doctor Strange 3. So we know these incursions are going to be a huge part going forward, and we will see the universe that was present in Doctor Strange 2. That's not the last we've seen of it. So, Kang is dead? Nah, he's not. But if this Beyond the universe, this Beyond the storyline is going to come to fruition, did Kang somehow go to the Beyond realm, the Beyond multiverse? I'm literally spitballing here. But as we know, the Beyonder is heavily involved with the Avengers Secret War storyline. But that doesn't mean he's going to turn up. Let's be honest, most of these rumors turn out to be true in a roundabout way. The reason some people are very skeptical about Avengers 5 and Avengers 6 is because, like, yo, where the frickin' hell is your boy Dr. Doom at? And sure, I'm like the same thing, going, yo, where the frickin' hell is Dr. Doom? So the ending of Ant-Man 3 does kick into everything when you think about it. And then we have the post-credit scene, the second one, essentially will most likely be a part of Loki Season 2, where we see on stage Victor Timely, a Kang variant. He's making a presentation to an audience. He has a classic mustache, and it looks like it's set in the 30s or 40s in the crowd watching Victor on stage. Loki looks terrified and Morbius looks confused. Now, this really reads like it's just from the trailer that was shown at D23 that hasn't officially come out yet. So I don't believe for 1 second that Kang is dead. I never really believed Kang was dead. Because if you actually read the leak properly, Kang the Conqueror is potentially dead. So he's probably just been sent somewhere else via the Quantum Nexus. I guarantee he's not dead. He can't be dead. So there's some new information that have come out recently, which is very interesting. It basically confirms the Beyonder is coming, okay? So Avengers Secret Wars is going to be the biggest movie ever if it's executed properly. Although Bob Iger has recently just made $3 billion worth of cuts, and Disney is about to literally get rid of a lot of staff, which could improve quality because there'd be less people there, but that doesn't really mean that. So, allegedly, the incursions in an up-and-coming Avengers film will be between Earth 616 and Earth 838. There is an unseen Illuminati member who's from 838 who will have a bone to pick with the Avengers, which is very interesting. And all of a sudden, there's this rumor that's came out on the internet that the Iron Man variant is going to be played by Robert Downey Jr., and this may sound a little bit far-fetched, but some people now seem to think the Beyonder in Avengers Secret Wars, take this as a theory, is going to end up being played by Robert Downey Jr. Do you really think something like this would leak out of nowhere? So, what if Iron Man variant played by Robert Downey Jr. is actually the main villain for Secret Wars? It would be massive. It would be. I'm reading this off Twitter, okay? I don't think it's going to be just as simple as having Jonathan Majors play a variant of Kang the Conqueror who turns out to be the Beyonder, potentially. I don't think he's dead, not even close to it. So a lot of people did say, no, you've got the post-credit scene wrong. They are annoyed because he who remains was killed. Okay, if that's the case, then why haven't we seen the Council of Kangs before that? It's got to be Kang, because Kang is the conqueror. Kang is the savage. He's the evil variant of them all. He is the version that he who remains is warning everyone about. I mean, in the movie, as you'll see, I'm talking like I've seen it, I've not even seen it. We see it in the trailer. I am the only one that can save you from him. From who? From me. So Kang knows that he is the most brutal variant. He's aware that he has variants. He must be aware. So I think a better way to actually play that scene out would have been not having Kang killed off, or having it look like Kang is killed off, but then Kang rocks up at the Council of Kangs and starts killing the other variants of Kangs, like Ramatut, Scarlet Sanctorian, etc. That would be a more indicative, a more endearing way. So I'm not saying this is real, but what if 838 Iron Man turns out to be the Beyonder or something like, Dr. Doom in a roundabout way? Now, scoops and stuff like that sometimes turn out to be true, but we know Marvel won't just kill off Kang the Conqueror when there's a movie called Kang's Dynasty. Yeah, I get it. It could be lots of different Kangs, sure, but the whole movie is centered around Kang the Conqueror. So the first time we see Kang the Conqueror, it looks like he is potentially killed off. So it's going to be very interesting to see what takes people have on the movie overall. So also, this is something that's going around the internet. The Darkhold will be a big plot point in Agatha. A Kang variant indeed wrote the Darkhold, okay? We've went over this in a previous video. Because the Darkhold described Wanda as a Nexus being, a thing she is not, because she has variants. Nexuses means a singular. He assumed Kang writing lies into the Darkhold is him taking early measures against Wanda. Now, this does all make sense. We put a theory video out there going over some information that Scarlet Witch could, in a roundabout way, turn up in Ant-Man 3. And sadly, careful of spoilers, I don't want to ruin your life, although the whole video is being a spoiler, it didn't happen. So the MCU is about to get freaking crazy. And Phase 5, people are memeing it going, yeah, Ant-Man 3 is the best movie in Phase... It's the only movie in Phase 5. I don't get these people who think they're funny. There's also going to be another movie between Fantastic Four and the Kang's Dynasty. Now, this has been going around on the internet, this one. The project where the multiverse truly becomes central to the broader MCU and all of its characters is dead interesting. So, Spider-Man No Way Home, that really wasn't centric. I mean, the multiverse breaking at the end of Loki wasn't really centric. Okay, so allegedly Deadpool 3, which will lead into the next Avengers movie in a similar post-credits scene to Thor Ragnarok. Deadpool will be an integral part of the MCU going forward. I mean, that's interesting, but Ryan Reynolds said he doesn't really want to do much after Deadpool 3. he's getting on a bit. I can't see him hanging around for another 10 years. Maybe till after Secret Wars, sure, with his boy Hugh Jackman. But it's fascinating. There is so much that can happen here. But this rumor of Iron Man being a variant played by Robert Downey Jr., it keeps recurring. And I hate to say it, as much as I want RDJ to come back, if he does come back, Marvel are admitting that they've got no ideas and they can only bring the OG audience back by Robert Downey Jr. returning. The Iron Man variant personally thinks it's played by Robert Downey Jr. This is coming courtesy of the Cosmic Suckers and Multiverse podcast. So although they are very good and have pretty good sources, none of it could be true. But Kang the Conqueror, he's not killed. He's just gone somewhere else. Whether he turns out to be Doctor Doom or the Beyonder at a later date, we don't know. But I really hope Marvel introduce Doom and have Doom as an integral part of Avengers 6 Secret Wars at least. So the reason I wanted to make this video is because a lot of people are kind of hating on the fact that Kang dies at the end of Ant-Man 3. But I don't think it can be as simple as that. We're not just going to see another version. Kang won't die. Kang can't die. So everyone thought that what was going to happen in Kang's dynasty is the Avengers lose in that one, then the Avengers win in Secret Wars. But realistically, how it's set up now is Ant-Man 3 is kind of like an Avengers movie. Kang loses because he's kicked into the multiverse engine or the quantum nexus or is kicked somewhere within the quantum realm. So Kang's already lost. But is this part of his master plan? No, it won't be. It's massive misdirection here. I would not believe that Kang's going to die and we're just going to see lots of his variants. I think the whole post-credit scene's a mislead. It's like, let's introduce the Council of Kangs. So the comic book fans are like, oh my God, freaking out. And then your little TikTok people are like, oh my God, let's make out we know things. Let's talk about Council of Kangs. I think it's a huge misdirect. Sure, we already know we're going to see other variants as Kang, but I think the post-credit scenes are major misleads. And the second post-credit scene is just part of Loki's season 2. So like always, guys, let me know down below. Are you excited to see the movie? It's worth saying I haven't seen the movie. I might be seeing it on Tuesday at a screener here in United Kingdom at a multimedia screener. So it doesn't really matter. Like, I won't obviously do a spoiler video because I would have signed an NDA then, but currently we don't. So currently I'm just talking about things I hear on the internet. So let me know down below, guys. What do you think's going on? Do you think Spoiler's really going to die being Kang? I don't think he is. People are worried about Ant-Man, but Ant-Man's fine. He's good. He gets out of the quantum realm. Because why would they stick him in there again after he was in there for such a long time? So like always, guys, I'll catch you in another video. But first, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face part and the beautiful voice. Check us on Twitter at Warstu. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.